What's up, y'all? Grudge One, Blue Vinyl TV. A little bit of sadness on the heart today. Going into Friday. On Tuesday, unfortunately, we lost one of our legends in this business. One of the, the loss of Angelo to pancreatic cancer on Tuesday. It really broke all of our hearts and everything, too. You know, so God bless his son. You know, rest in peace, Angie Stone as well, too. You know, there's only one way I can do a tribute, and that's with the collection, the vinyl and everything too. You know, I've been a fan of Angelo for the past 30 years, so I'm just gonna give you a quick walkthrough of all the records and everything in my collection. Big shout out to Jimmy and Cam, so let's get to it. All right, so this first joint right here, this is actually the 20th anniversary edition of Brown Sugar. This came out 10 years ago, 2015. White vinyl is a double LP, I only whipped out one of them, so just so everybody can see it and everything. White vinyl of Brown Sugar. I just cracked this open today. I actually held this down for a long time. Big shout out to Alex and Hyde Park Records. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so this is the joint right here. This is the classic that started it all. You know, Jones in My Bones. Oh man, Smooth, everything. Brown Sugar, the title track, which I start getting into with the singles as well too. So, but it's a white vinyl 20th anniversary. I know y'all out there discounting for this joint, so when we did it, I was fortunate to grab it. Once again, big shout out to Alexis as well too. So, moving side for the people and everything as well too. Also, I've got the Brown Sugar trifecta. That's right, because y'all know I get busy with it. So yes, I have the CD. It's the OG CD. I bought this. It's one of the original presses from 30 years ago. This cassette I just bought from We Buy Records. Big shout out to Marshall. He sold me this. I want to say this year. He sold me this year too. So I got the trifecta of Brown Sugar. We're proud to have all three of these. You know, we're definitely in my collection. So you know, it's really dope. Clear shell and everything as well too. So let's just take a look at that. Yeah, I guess it's unplayed. Nice, crisp and clean too. So we're gonna get right into the history of all the releases. So that's the album. So this one, I gotta talk about this one. So this is the first single, Brown Sugar. You know, you can see it's got that. I don't know what grade of weed this is. I'm sure it's some sticky icky. You know, it's produced by D'Angelo and Ali Shaheed Muhammad of A Tribe Called Quest. So, you know, to see the splits and everything too, it's going to be in depth when we talk about some of the splits. It's got the acapella Brown Sugar too. So, you know, this is super ill to have. I remember the first time I actually was at Bottom Beat in Newport News, Virginia. I didn't get it on vinyl, but I bought it on cassette single. And dude was like, yo man, this is dude from Richmond, Virginia. You gotta hear it, you gotta hear it. And I heard that bass line of Brown Sugar, and it was a rap. It was a rap. So, you know, this record means not only a lot to me, but to everybody as well, too. Got a beat version, alternate version on that, so I want to speak on that. So that was the first single off of the Brown Sugar album. The second single was Me and Those Dreaming Eyes of Mine, if I can remember. I try to keep these in chronological order, probably if I didn't. So this is actually the cassette single to Me and Those Dreaming Eyes of Mine. Yeah, the cassette single. Yep, cassette single. It's got even the live version of that, and the Can't Hide Love, which is the Earth, Wind, and Fire cover on this, which I'll get to in a moment. I'm gonna get to that. I got some for that from where exactly that came from. So this one is the 12-inch single of Me and My Dream and Eyes of Mine. So this one is the Death Squad remix and DJ Premier remixes on this too. So this signature you see, this is signed by Erick Sermon of EPMD, signed this in 2009 for the kid. So, you know, big shout out to Erick Sermon. Just saw him in Milwaukee. Sorry y'all got rained out. Eric Parrish, DJ Scratch, big shout out to y'all as well too. So this joint is like real hot. You know, the first time that D'Angelo and DJ Premier collaborated. We're gonna get to that. So third single, this was kind of a monster, but I'm gonna get to it. This was Lady. It's one of the songs that kind of blew him up as well too. So I've got a few versions of this. This one is the CD single. Kind of go with this. CD single. It's got the live version of it. Co-produced by Raphael Sadiq of Tony. Co-written, co-produced. So we actually jumped in on this. Also, here's the 12-inch to Lady. So this one's dope too. It's got the radio edit. And also, speaking of DJ Premier, with the My Lady remix, Just the Beat as well too. Got the radio edit as well, and the live version of this as well too on 12. So I'm gonna jump. This one's gonna be a little more in depth because I got a few of these. This is basically the same thing as what I just showed you. So this is basically the promo version of it, ladies. As you can see the sticker and everything, it's just the same, pretty much the same thing. But this is more the promo version, strictly for DJs. Now this version of it is extra special because you don't see this one every day. Same as the other three. This is 45. That's the 45 of this. Just the Beat mix featuring AZ. Now it's a trio, D'Angelo, AZ, and Primo. The original version of Lady. You can see it's got Raphael Sadiq's songwriting credit there. Rest in peace, Kid Millions. We lost him earlier this year. He actually sold his 45. Big shout out to everybody that's out in Milwaukee as well too. Kid Millions sold me this joint. Yo, rest in peace, Kid Millions. That's my man. So moving on to that, got this one. So this one's more of a bootleg, but archives are sold if you really into your 90s joint. So this one actually has the Beat Miners remix featuring Cool G Rap, which is hard to find. This one also has the DJ Premier remixes on it. And also Minos Remanaz with the Premier and everything as well too. So this has everything on that as well there. So it's a lot of the Lady Minos Remanaz on mine as well too. So these are the second and third singles. So also the fourth single was Cruisin'. Those of you that don't know, Cruisin' is a remake of Smokey Robinson's song. So this one has actually quite a few remixes on it. Remix by King Tech, Slim King Tech, Dallas Austin. You know who Dallas Austin is, you know, the monster producer, based out of Atlanta. If you know what TLC in the 90s, Creep, he did that. So he's that dude. So he jumped in on the remix with that. As you can see, everyone wanted to work with D'Angelo as well. So got the CD single to that. So this is pretty much a carbon copy of it. So this is the DJ promo only of it. Exact same thing. So it's got all the remixes and stuff on this as well too. The DJ joint there. So this is one of my favorite, probably one of my favorite D'Angelo albums. So this one has a little bit of a story from it as well too. So this is D'Angelo live at the Jazz Cafe. The complete show actually. So quick story about this one. Recorded at the Jazz Cafe in London, September 14th, 1995. So the story with this one is, I used to work at Virgin Megastore in Chicago, Illinois. And I was actually going to open a team, actually worked with Denita Hathaway, big shout out to Denita, Donnie Hathaway's daughter, in case you didn't know. This was originally a Japanese bootleg. I saw this on CD as a Japanese bootleg in Virgin Megastore the first time I saw this. And I was like, man, I gotta have it. They finally put out an original issue of this in 2015 with Virgin Records. Originally that was on CD. I remember I bought my first copy from Dusty Groove, big shout out to Dusty Groove in Chicago. But then they finally pressed this up on vinyl, so I finally had to have this. So a lot of the singles that you see, the B-sides and everything that I mentioned, like, what was it, the Can't Hide Love, that's the Earth, Wind & Fire cover that's there, Fence Walk, Sticky Thing, so all of these are instrumentals. This was going into his album, Cruising cover, and then, you know, he ends up with this with the encore with that and Brown Sugar as well too. So this album is super, super dope. I'll just break it out, you know. So it's traditional black vinyl. It's here. It's traditional black. This is a double album, so double LP. Comes with a little insert as well too. So yeah, this is actually the interview. Yeah, actually the interview of it and everything as well too. So this came with it. It's actually pretty dope. So I'm gonna slide this to the side. It's probably the most sentimental of all the projects as well too. So this is all around 1995. So you know, everyone does in between projects. One of them is just the genius of Wu-Tang Clan, the RZA remix, Cold World. So this is with Inspector Deck, the genius, produced by the RZA. But this remix is, if you haven't heard this, is the haunting, man, his vocals on this are crazy. You know, so he's actually singing a riff of, obviously, The Cold World comes from Stevie Wonder, the Stevie Wonder song, and singing the hook on that. So it's a lot of history with this. So this is actually really cool to have. All right, so jumping into some of the in-between projects and everything too. I told you guys, these are some of the ones I don't have on vinyl, that's why they're out here. The Nautic, Roots and D'Angelo, Men in Black, Nas with a lot of stuff on here. But the Nautic featuring Russo. The Hypnotic was on Philadelphia Half-Life. The Nautic was kind of the sequel to that, is on this as well too. So this song is really crazy, really dope too. This song they got the classic on here, Lauryn Hill, Nothing Really Matters. You gotta have that on here. So that's featuring D'Angelo, Nothing Really Matters at all. Really dope slow song. Get on the Bus, cassette, yeah. So this is Spike Lee film about the Million Man March. His cover of Girl You Need to Change Your Mind by David Ruffin. If you haven't heard it, you gotta get this. Girl You Need to Change Your Mind. I'll get into some of the soundtrack stuff after I get to a couple other things. I only have a cassette of this. I don't have a cover because, you know, I had this. This came out in '96. So I had this for almost 30 years. This is the soundtrack to High School High. Erykah Badu and D'Angelo, a cover of Your Precious Love is on here. Yes, Your Precious Love is on there. So get this in any format or just stream it. So the High School High, the Joint Belly, of course. Rest in peace, my birthday brother DMX with Nas. This actually was the jump start to, this is Devil's Pie, which I'm gonna get into. I have that as the next one, but yes, I have the cassette of Belly, yeah. Big shout out to Mashwa. Yes, I have the CD of Belly, yeah, I got that, yes, I got them joints. I know there's two other things that I'm missing. I know the joint of Space Jam that they did, You Make Me Want to Smile Again. I don't have that. I wish I would have got that, some dope variants of the Space Jam, of the Space Jam as well too, but I'll get to that as well. And this is another one that I'm missing. It'll pop up in my head as I'm going along too. So, all right, so Devil's Pie came from Belly. So we got the 12 inch Devil's Pie right here. This is Premier's Raw Mix and Instrumental. Also, rest in peace, DJ Mark, the 45 Kings mix. You know, this is really hard to find. So this is also promo only. You're gonna find this on promo. Devil's Pie, D'Angelo. I mean, DJ Premier and the 45 King. Those of you that don't know 45 King, you know, he was Queen Latifah's first producer. He did Hard Knock Life for Jay-Z. He did Stan for Eminem. That's his legacy. So rest in peace, Mark the 45 King. All right, so jumping into here. So this is the first single off Voodoo. We didn't get the Voodoo yet, but left and right, I got a couple doubles of these. Right here, it's the same, it's pretty much the same thing, just left and right and everything. So, but this one also has, because I don't have the single to this, but Untitled, How Does It Feel, was actually the B-side to Left and Right. So a lot of people actually helped take the song off because people started doing it, people started playing that off the B-side. Voodoo, the classic. The classic. I've got two really dope pressings of these. This pressing is from Newbury Comics out of Massachusetts. This is the wood. This is a double. It's the wood grain vinyl. There's two of these in here, but I'm gonna break out both of this just to keep it moving and everything too. So yeah, this is super hard, bro. So yeah, the wood grain is, yeah. So this is really crazy. So yeah, so we got the wood grain. It also came with, I'm gonna slide this back in here. This will show you now. So it came with the Obi strip. It actually came with the Obi strip with this. Light in the Attic. That's who put that press this up. lightintheattic.com. I'm not sure if they're still around. Also, you have this. Yeah, so you gotta see the whole thing. Little hype. They always keep the hype sticker, bro. Always keep the hype sticker. So that's like just going to from Newbury Comics and everything as well too. Got the lyrics, production credits, everything that's here. Big shout out to Roy Hargrove, Questlove, the Roots, everyone that contributed to this monumental project. You know, so yeah, this is Angelo Stone's, yeah, Angelo Stone's got writing credit for Africa. So yeah, this one's real crazy. So I got a little double up action on this one too. So got the CD that's here from Voodoo. Got that also. So this is another pressing that sold out really fast. It's the second pressing from Vinyl Me Please. So this one is the clear smoke vinyl. I'm holding it up next to the white so you can see it. So the clear smoke vinyl is here. So this is also a double as well too. Just so you know, but I'm just breaking out one of the discs just to kind of keep the show moving and everything as well. There we go. With the old English D. Yeah, so yeah, they download the packaging with this as well. So I'm gonna slide this in real quick. And Be Here. Raphael Sadiq featured D'Angelo. This came out in 2002 for one of Raphael Sadiq's solo albums, Instant Vintage. The video was really dope with this too, so this is the 12-inch. It really goes hard. The last D'Angelo album, I'm keeping this sealed. I just want to keep it sealed. The follow-up to Voodoo came out in 2014. This is D'Angelo and the Vanguard Black Messiah. Produced by D'Angelo. Ain't That Easy. Still ain't that easy. Love the joint. 1,000 Deaths, the drums on that, the charade. I can go on and on with this. You know, I really wish I'd been able to see him live and everything as well too, but this is definitely like his marketing and everything as well too. And I also got a mixtape that's here. Little mixtape action here. So this one's Yoda, the Monarch of Neo Soul, put up I think differently. I think they did a lot of Wu-Tang covers as well too. Looks like Jeff might have sold this to me. Jeff and GDJs, big shout out to Jeff. This has a lot of covers and everything on it. I found My Smile Again is on here. So I think that's one of the ones that I think that they put a lot of joints from a lot of the albums and everything as well too. I found My Smile Again, that's the one that's on Space Jam. Yeah, that's we gotta check that one. Oh, She's Always in My Hair is on the soundtrack of Scream 2, of all things. Scream 2 had a D'Angelo song. So big shout out to my man DJ Bruce Black, who actually been spinning some of his vinyl. Check out Bruce Black on Saturday at Lola's. He'll be spinning some of these records and everything, and also some of his own as well too. So, you know, I'm gonna let my girl G. Big shout out to my girl Genevieve, holding me down in the camp.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah. So we're gonna release this later, but you know, it's the whole joint. That's the piece of D'Angelo. So I mean, doesn't get any better. To me, it doesn't get any better than this. This doesn't get any better than this. So I'm gonna chop this up just a little bit for social media. I'm probably gonna just throw the whole joint on my YouTube so everyone can see it. So it's my D'Angelo tribute. And the best camera girl in the world is G. Appreciate you.
All day, all day.
All right, y'all. Grudge 1, move on Tuesday. I know I owe y'all a bunch of episodes and everything, but I had to stop when I was doing the pay tribute. So, all back. Rest in peace to Angelo.